Hi there, Logic Language Learners. This is the second video in the homework series, which is when someone sends me a homework that they want some help with, and and I'm normally really happy to help. The two situations were slightly different. The first one is the lovely Natasha, who said, would it be possible, in the class time to go over this? And the second one is someone who didn't even introduce themselves, who just sent me this file and went, oh, I've got an exam tomorrow, help me. And I'm like, guys, I will always help you. I will always provide free content. I will always do my best. The Kofi link is underneath, by the way, for anybody that wants to buy me a coffee for helping. But, come on, there's this thing called manners. But that to one side, ignorant individual to one side, I thought, well, let's use their homework, and it could help you guys, all right? So I'm going to attach the document underneath so you can see what it is. Okay, so first sheet, mettez les verbes spelt incorrectly. This is I believe they're from India, Pakistan. I didn't check the area code. So I'm not sure which teacher this is. Mettez les verbes au passé composé. So when you see this, the number one thing with exam papers that you really need to do is work out what the question is asking. I really can't stress that enough. I really can't stress that enough. So, hier soir, nous blank regarder is the verb in the infinitive we need to deal with. La télévision, nous blank voir un bon film. So regarder is to look at, to watch, voir is to see. So last night we watched. It wants the passé composé. Now composé just means comprised of two parts. It basically means the one with the have or the be in the middle. Yeah, the one that's not just the imperfect. So, for example, he has eaten, il a mangé, the composed past. It's not the only tense in French, which is made up of, an auxiliary and a past participle, but it's the one that you guys in the learning phase will come across the most. So, hier soir, nous avons regardé. So, in other words, you need to be using, with the passé composé, you need to either be using have in the middle, j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, or you need to be using be in the middle if you're one of the verbs which uses be, the extraverbs of motion. And if I will pop the link for those underneath. Otherwise, you are a reflexive verb where you are using the reflexive pronoun and be. So let's have a look. So last night we watched television. Nous avons regardé la télévision. And any er verb, any a verb is just going to be regarder, e with an accent instead of the r. We saw irregular, nous avons vu un bon film. Hier, so we know it's yesterday. Now the verb in brackets here is avoir. Now this is tricky. This is not saying the avoir is the I have, it's the I had. Yeah? So I had, it wants the passé composé, it wants the three, j'ai eu, J apostrophe A-I-E-U. Une longue journée de travail, a long day of work. It wants commencer, and it's giving you a clue. If you look, it's got J apostrophe, if you look on the sheet underneath. So that's telling me we've got a word with a vowel coming next. So j'ai commencé, C-O-M-M-E-N-C-E acute, à 8 heures le matin, et it wants finir now, et fini très tard dans la soirée. Or et fini, j'ai fini très tard dans la soirée. You can use both. La semaine dernière, so last week, pour aller au théâtre, in order to go to the theatre, Annie blank mettre. So I need the past tense of mettre. Annie a mis, M-I-S, sa nouvelle robe. Moi, j'ai mis mon costume noir. I wore my black suit. Okay. L'année dernière, Charlotte, again, look at the word there, avoir. So that doesn't mean avoir in the middle. That means that's your verb of choice. Avoir can be the verb in the middle. It can also be the verb that you're playing with. So Charlotte had the flu. Charlotte a eu, EU. Ma mère. Now, be careful with the word to worry, because you can either use the reflexive verb worry, s'inquiéter, or you can use the adjective inquiet, inquiète. So it's telling you my mother, and it wants the passé composé. So it's telling you it's got to be the past tense of the verb to be, because that's in brackets. So we could have my mother was, but that's clearly telling us here that we've got to have the tense with the auxiliary. We've got to do that. So ma mère a été, I acute, T, I acute, inquiète, parce que j'ai été, I have been ill. My mother's been worried because I have been ill. Now, the verb in brackets in number 6 is se lever. What, guys, can we see is going on with se lever? We can see that it's a reflexive verb. So if we go into the past with the reflexives, we automatically use what I call the poetry pasts. That's je me suis, tu, t'es, il, c'est, nous, nous sommes, vous, vous êtes, il, se sont. If you don't understand that, please look at the video and I will pop that underneath as well. I will link to the être verbs of motion. I will link to how to do the passé composé. I will link to do reflexive verbs in the same tense. So she got up early. Elle s'est levée tôt. Elle, E-L-L-E, S apostrophe E-S-T, levée, L-E-V, and in this case, E acute with an extra E because she got herself up. He got up. Il s'est dépêché. This time just ending in one E. So again, it's the il s'est. If none of this is clear yet, you will watch the video underneath and it will make sense. He hurried and they met each other in the lift. Ils se sont rencontrés, which will have an extra S on because they met each other in the lift. Jack and Annie woke up at 10 o'clock. The verb again in the brackets is se réveiller, so it's a reflexive. So Jacques et Annie se sont réveillés à 10 heures because it's a reflexive. So basically, to complete this exercise successfully, you just need to work out whether it's a verb which uses avoir normally in the past, whether it's a verb that uses être normally in the past. We've not had one of those yet. That would have been a better exercise, and ones that are going to use être with the reflexive. Patrick and his brother went to bed late last night. Patrick et son frère. Oh, we've missed one, sorry. So, pendant les vacances, during the holiday, Nicole et André se sont reposés dans les Alpes. Okay, so they rested in the Alps. Patrick et son frère, so Patrick and his brother, went to bed late the day before yesterday. Se sont couchés, S-E-S-O-N-T, couché, C-O-U-C-H, E acute and an extra S, tard avant-hier. So here's now one with être. You need to know which verbs are être on their own. So any verb with a reflexive is going to be an être verb if you use it reflexively. So normally I said, j'ai dit, I said to myself, reflexive, je me suis dit, it becomes an être verb. So Patrick and his brother, so they stayed, elles sont restées, S-O-N-T-R-E-S-T-E acute and an extra E and an extra S because it's feminine, and with être verbs of motion you always add an extra E for feminine, you always add an extra S for plural. It might be an idea, guys, if you just, maybe I should have said this at the beginning, if you can bring this up, see if you could do it and then check your answers by watching this video. So if you've already been watching this, maybe press pause, see if you can work out what it is, and then watch the rest of this video for the answers. So Pierre et Antoine were born, even though we're saying were in English, we're going to say Pierre et Antoine sont nés. Now if ever you're not sure whether a verb is être or avoir or what's going on, always remember the technique, use the version when you talk about yourself. We're all very experienced talking about ourselves. Je suis né. When you say je suis né, that will remind you that you are using the verb to be. Yeah, so use that technique. So Patrick et son frère, Pierre et Antoine sont nés, N-E acute and an extra S, le 28 septembre. Ma voiture, scroll down, est tombée en panne. It's an être verb, and it's going to have an extra E on the end of tomber because it is a feminine car. Ma voiture est tombée en panne. I shall say this again. When you are using a verb which takes être, that means être on its own, not the reflexives. You automatically have an E on the end extra. After the E acute, another E if it's feminine, and an S if it's plural. And an E and an S if it's feminine plural. When you have a reflexive verb, Je me suis, tu, t'es, il, c'est, you will have an E and an S on the end if it's direct, and if it's indirect, you won't. So, for example, we spoke to each other. Speak is an indirect verb. We spoke French. We didn't speak each other. We spoke to each other. Nous nous sommes parlé, no extra S. But if it's we touched each other, we touched each other, we're the things being touched, that's direct. That will have an extra, E or an S if it's a feminine or plural. So let's finish this off. So, sir, did you go out this morning? Vous êtes sorti? Yep. Now, because it's sir, vous êtes sorti, S-O-R-T-I. Yeah, you can use vous and it have a different ending. You can have vous and it be feminine singular, vous and it be masculine plural, vous and it be, because vous can either be you singular, you, or you plural. So, monsieur, vous êtes sorti ce matin, S-O-R-T-I. Madame, vous êtes sorti ce matin, S-O-R-T-I-E. We could also have vous êtes sorti, S-O-R-T-I-S, or S-O-R-T-I-E-S, because the vous could be you plural girls or you plural boys. You took the train to go to Grenoble. Tu as pris irregular, and be aware that anything else with prendre will also use pris. Tu as pris le train pour aller à Grenoble. Nous sommes partis, N-O-U-S-S-O-M-M-E-S, parti, P-A-R-T-I-S. I assume, because we know it's masculine. I mean, if you knew for a fact it was definitely female, then you could say nous sommes partis with an E and an S. À 9h, et nous sommes arrivés, A-R-R-I-V-E acute, definitely an S. It doesn't matter if it's male or female, you are definitely going to have an S there because we is plural. I stopped for an hour. Je me suis arrêté. Again, look at the verb in the brackets, it's reflexive, which tells me I need look underneath the poetry past, not j'ai arrêté. Okay, that's to stop doing something else. Pauline et Marie, okay, didn't go. So it's telling you that it didn't go. So Pauline and Marie went. Pauline et Marie sont allés. They didn't go. Ne sont pas allés. So you are having to insert the ne and the pas around the auxiliary. Ne and pas will go around the first verb. Yep, and that will have an extra E and an S on the end of it because Pauline et Marie are both girls and plural. So I didn't make the cake. Je n'ai pas fait un gâteau au chocolat pour son anniversaire. So je n'ai pas fait, J-E-N apostrophe A-I-P-A. Je n'ai pas fait, F-A-I-T, very common irregular. How long have we got left of the vid? Mon frère est venu, être verb, E-S-T-V-E-N-U, à la gare. Ma sœur est venue, another être verb, but this time she's feminine, so V-E-N-U-E, à la gare avec lui. Sorry, ma sœur est venue avec lui. Puis, we went, and we know that the we is a mixed gender because we've got a boy and the sister as well. So, nous sommes allés, N-O-U-S, new word, S-O-M-M-E-S, new word, A-L-L-E, acute, no extra E-S, ensemble, together, to the restaurant. So, I hope that one is clear, and I will, and I will upload this video, and I will do the second part of, I think, about 10 parts very soon, okay? If you found this useful, please see the Kofi link underneath. I would really appreciate it.